I'm from Henry County 911. Oh, yeah, gotta put this in. And I came to Randall at a Phosphor G conference because I wanted to buy a server for editing my data. Problem I had is that Esri wanted $35,000 for a server. And I can only use it on Windows computers. We have a lot of Linux, we had a lot of Apple. And I thought, okay, I want something a little better. So we went to, Ed told me to come to Phosphor G, met Randall. We met with the guys at Boundless, and I'd never been to a conference where people didn't want to take my money before. But I met with Boundless, and they said, I can build you the server, as great as it is, but, he can do it for you for a third of the price. Which, at an art conference, that would not have happened, but anyway. So, they'll take your money, trust me. So anyway, that being said, I built a server with Randall. So, I am the IT manager of Henry County 911. If you don't watch the NBC Nightly News, I was on it 2016 when my PSAP was the first PSAP in the entire nation to be hit with ransomware from Russia. And they shut down my CAD system. I had the fortunate event to be in San Diego at a conference and of cybersecurity specialists when this happened. I stood up in the question and answer day and said, hey, I got hit with ransomware today. What do I do? In a room of 400 professionals wearing ties from Korea, England, all over the place. They said, tell you what, have a seat, we'll come back to you. And I thought, thanks, appreciate it. Turned out the four guys walked off stage and pulled me into a room. First guy said he was from NENA, National Emergency Numbering Agency. Second guy said, hi, I'm Don Abrams. I'm the cybersecurity guy for NIST, National Institute of Standard Technology. They do the GPS satellites. Big company, big, lots of security. I thought, real cool, I got a real good guy now, right? So the next guy says, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm the cybersecurity guy for JPL. And I went, okay, hold on. Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL? He went, yeah, we do the Mars rover. You ever heard of it? Yeah, I've heard of that. So the guy next to him sees that I'm geeking out totally on this guy. Says, oh, hi, by the way, my name is so-and-so, and I'm the cybersecurity guy for NASA. He put a man on the moon. I'm sorry, dude. You got him a robot, and I appreciate it. He's got you. Cred right there. So I've had some real cool IT work in my life already within 5 years. I became the GIS guy because my boss said, hey, you know computers. Yeah. I had no idea what GIS even was before 2015. I kind of knew a little bit, but they threw me into Esri classes. I went to school for Esri, totally lost, till I got into QGIS with Ed, and it all started clicking because it was so simple. QGIS was just so much easier to use, and so that's why I talked to my boss into using QGIS. He liked it, and as of 2 months ago, we completely got rid of our Esri license. We're a full-blown open source GIS shop with PostGIS servers. So, Randy calls me the best tour guide in Paris simply because I took him to eat everywhere. Randall likes to eat, let's just be honest. And so do I. Okay, so just so y'all know, Kim Jong-un did decide to turn down the head coaching job for the Tennessee Vols. I think there's some worry that the new coach might be, having some problems. So anybody from not Tennessee, he's not going to take the job. This was my real patrol car. That is no lie. That is me in the car. And the guy that I took to jail one night for chasing him down in a Mustang cried all the way to jail in the back of that car. He was not happy he kidnapped a girl, but he cried all the way. It apparently didn't do a real good job of keeping this guy from stealing because my car is parked right there, and he took all four wheels off this car, and he knows who that is because it's his boss. Her car got this in Franklin at the Marriott. We're talking about Franklin, Tennessee, high dollar place. All four of those wheels were gone the next morning. There's 13 cop cars in this parking lot around this car. Not kidding you. 13 cars are in this parking lot. My Prius is right next to it. Anyway, so getting to the real meat and potatoes. We're using two copies of ArcMap 1014, or 1041, excuse me. We had a file geodatabase. I had a rugged laptop, a GTAC laptop. We had two Mac desktops we weren't using GIS with because we didn't like Windows very much. We shared the data between the USB. So what happened was, if my boss wanted to edit something, he had the desktop, I had the laptop. So if I need to go out and collect data to put in address points, I had to take a thumb drive, put the thumb drive in my computer, in his computer, copy the file geodatabase in my computer, then put it in my computer, take it out, go get the point, come back, pull it off my computer, put it in his. You can see the problem here. Errors. Oh no, I forgot to copy his data before I went out. So now I've got wrong data. So this was always a big problem. And ArcMap was using the attribute assistant, which is very limited on how it can do things. So we wanted to use something better. So for data collection now, I completely use Fulcrum. It's $30 a month, and it allows you to collect all kinds of point data on anything you want to collect. We use it now for 911, and in fact, I have set it up with automatic fields so that all those fields you saw Randy have on my screen that the state requires me to have, I just put in a few little fields. I fill out 5 fields, and it automatically fills in all the rest that the state needs. And every night uploads it straight to them. So, Fulcrum has a direct link to QGIS. You can pull down your Fulcrum data straight into QGIS through a GeoJSON link that's provided. And you'll see that because I got a video. Data is instantly on QGIS. Just do a little refresh. Symbology is applied, and the Fulcrum always allows you to collect multiple points of data. RVs, parks, complexes. I mean, I literally went to an RV park. Okay, point. Put the cliff in. Okay, next RV, put the cliff in. So, here's how it works. We're going to play this little video. I hope it works. Let's see if this works. All right, so this is my phone, and I'm going to go out and actually collect some data at this location. Now, the house is going to be right in here. So this is my phone, my iPhone, with this app installed. Simply installed. I'll walk out into the field here where the flags are of where the house is going to be located. And then I'm going to push this plus button. As soon as I press that plus button, it's going to bring up a form that I've created on my computer. And the cool thing about the form is let's say you go out and collect data and something's wrong in here. You can have your boss change it, refresh it, and I refresh my phone, and now I've got the change. It's that quick. So I'm going to put in 782. It's on the right side. See, I fill in the name here. I'm actually fixing to make that a new one. Here's where he's used the struct type. I'm going to put in there that's in Paris, Tennessee, or it's actually Springville. And then I'll put in the comment, it's under construction. And I'll use the word A so that it all puts them at the very beginning. All the other constructions are at the very beginning of my list. So now I've collected that point. I have an actual point now that's sitting out there in space, ready to come into QGIS. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I collected an address point in about 2 minutes. Completely mobile. And it added all the data that I needed to the form. So now I come back to my computer at my office. This is what happens. I pull up Fulcrum. I hope there's no crazy stuff on here. I can't remember. Yeah. Okay, so Fulcrum comes up. I log in over here, sign in with my name. And I kind of did this because we did a different presentation where I had to just kind of let it run, let people see it, so it's a little slow. Type in your name, hit OK, sign in. This is the boring stuff. All right, so you can see all these different things that I have been collecting data with. Damage assessment, park maintenance, vanity checks, heavy equipment inspection, and of course my 911 address points, which is where that point is that I just collected. So here's the data share button. This button you push, and there is the GeoJSON link that you put into QGIS. You just come over here and hit this copy button, and that copies that web address to your clipboard. And as you can see on the designer, it's very simple to drag and drop fields right in. It works a lot like Qt Designer. You just drag in, drop in what you need. You can do expression edits, you can move things, you can change things around. It's very, very simple and easy. And for $30 a month, I mean, it's nothing. It's very budgetable.
Unlimited applications.
An unlimited number of applications. So there's the point right there that I collected. There's a couple of other points I collected. But this is the one we're working with right here. So I'm going to zoom into it so y'all can see that now we're on a desktop environment, and there's that point. Literally there live. My boss could see it when I hit submit on my phone. So now we're going to bring up QGIS, and of course we got to wait for it to do its little load. All right, so we're going to log into QGIS here. The point should be right there, in that area right there. So I'm going to zoom into that point after yeah, there we go. So the point's going to be right there in that tree line. And you can see all the parcels. I got all the parcel lines laid out real nice and visible. So what you do is, I'm showing you where it's at, okay. So you go to this here, which is the data manager. Open data source manager, click on that. And of course I'm showing you where you can do it here in live layer edits. If you want to change the color of the dots, you can make the changes. Live layer edits is something Art doesn't have. I love it because you don't have to hit properties, change it, okay, I like it, don't, go back, properties, so forth. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so now we're fixing to add the point. So you go to Open Data Source Manager here, and you go to Vector, right there. When you click on Vector, you pick Protocol, HTTPS. You drop down your type, which in this case is going to be a GeoJSON. And I think because I'm on a Mac, I had to use GeoJSON New Line Delimited. And then you type in the URL right there, which you just paste it in and hit add. And once you add, it becomes a layer right above address points over here. So we're going to add that data share that I just did from this point. It's the same web address. All right, so we hit add. It'll give you a blue thing here saying that it worked. And in a second. Okay, there it is. Remote layer is there, and if you look right here, there's a set of numbers. That is your GeoJSON layer. Now you see this little orange point right here. And I don't like it orange, so I'm going to go to live layer edits, and I'm going to make it a really nice, pretty red. So I want to make that like a starburst, I think is what I do. Yeah, there it is. So I'm going to make it a nice big starburst. That way I can find it easy. So now I've got the point. So what I do is you go to this layer and you simply select it. You take the selection tool and select that point. Once you have that point selected, you can copy it to any other layer. So now just go to address points, which is where I want to put it. Say copy. Now go to address point, and because I'm not currently editing address point, when I go to edit, I will not have the paste feature there. So I've got to go and edit that layer first before you can copy it, or paste it rather. So edit. Now go to edit, paste, and it'll put that point right there. There it is. So now if I turn off this layer right here, you'll see the new point. Now at this point, because of my PostGIS server that Randy built, it just has the data that I typed in and nothing else. The county, the state, the latitude, longitude, none of that's filled in. So in my PostGIS server, as soon as I hit save that point, all those triggers that Randy built fire off. And so I'm fixing to hit the save button. There we go. Boom. Now if I go and identify that point again, you will see that now, by filling in just those few things, it's filled in all the rest of the stuff for me automatically. And when you get in the flow of this thing, man, it takes no time, absolutely no time to add a point. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
The first one on Fulcrum, you have to have connectivity in order to capture that, correct?
No. No. Fulcrum can work offline. You collect as much data as you want offline. As soon as you get near a Wi-Fi or back on cellular, you just hit some sync, and it pushes it all out.
Okay.
But you can collect numerous amounts of data, which is why we use it for damage assessment.
So on my second question, when you log into the Fulcrum dashboard, what you just showed was for ones and twos, but if you did a whole bunch of them, There's a way you can download all of what you just captured, correct?
Oh yeah, it'll download it all in a burst.
Okay.
So if you collect 50, if you go out to a damage assessment and you collect 50 mobile homes that have been damaged in an RV park, and you have no data, when you come back in, you just hit submit, and it pushes all 50 of them up. And then all 50 of them will appear on the map as dots. What were you gonna add?
I was gonna add also that, granted, he's using his iPhone when he's out in the field to do this, so the accuracy on his iPhone is not
Right.
what it would be on a Trimble. But you can use Trimble, like a Trimble Lite, for example, with the Fulcrum app. With
Yep.
Android, you just enable.
Yes.
With Android, you enable.
So our gas company uses a Bluetooth, they use a Bluetooth Trimble device that the guy wears on a helmet. Literally, it's on an orange hard hat. It's a little GPS up there, and he just walks around doing this, and it's sub-millimeter.
We took about 9,000 points in Henderson County, gas, water, and sewer. Did their whole system. And anything above 21 inches, they were gonna tighten down the accuracy level on. They average 19-inch accuracy on all of their points after everything is done.
I know the company with spatial networks that does.
Yep. Hang on, I got 3 questions. Go ahead.
So afterwards, because of what you just said, do you edit the point? Because the blue points seem to have been edited to fall right on top, right there on the screen.
You can edit in Fulcrum, or I can edit in Q. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Everything's editable.
I mean, it just
I just do it that way because my triggers handle all the editing for me. I just put the data in, and the triggers handle all the editing. But I could, yes. You could actually just use Fulcrum and not use Q if you want to keep data. Yes, sir.
The layer that you added, now that it's in that project, won't it, it's live, anything will.
Anything I add to, if I were to add more stuff, all my boss has got to do is hit the little refresh button up there, and then all that stops propping up.
And then the second part, so if that's true, you could kind of do a mass edit, like, let's say you go get 30 points, right? You could copy all those, make that the selectable layer,
Mhm.
copy all those 30. and
Just
put it
you
back.
drag and drop over all of them, copy, paste them, they all pop in at the same time.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
For existing ones, can you set any syncing rules, let's say like 4 guys are out in the field, and,
So each copy,
working on the same data set?
each copy of Fulcrum is a single user license. You can get enterprise licenses where you can have up to 100 people collecting data at once. So yes, yeah, they could all be collecting under one ID as a group, and it would show different people as the editors, but it would all come into the one group. But that's a special license that they do allow. Just for me, $30 a month, and I can terminate it any time. If I don't want to collect data for 2-3 months, I could turn it off, turn it back on in 2 or 3 months. So it's no, we just pay for it by the year because our budgets are by the state, so we have to do everything by the year. So I brought up this map because I want to illustrate something. I just happened to, on a whim, go to my public works department and say, hey, how cool would it be, all these streets that you're paving, how cool would it be that you could see in real time what streets need paving? And he went, what do you mean? Well, you got all these pieces of paper that you grade the street by a number. And then you're going in and saying, okay, the low numbers are bad, we need to pave them. But you really don't have any representation of what that looks like. And I said, how cool would it be if you could have a free program where you could take my line data of my streets and in one of the fields put in a character, classify it, and you could see where your bad, good, and mediocres are in real time. Well, they were like, oh, that'd be cool. So they bought Fulcrum. They downloaded QGIS, and this is the first map the guy did all by himself. And as you can see, everything red is streets that need to be paved. Yellow are fair streets but could use some work, and green are good streets. The public works director took this to the mayor, and the mayor went and bought full in on Fulcrum, saying how cool this was because they're going to collect street lines. During the wintertime, they're going to have a guy drive around in their truck to collect potholes. They're going to have a guy go around to all the storm drains, check all the storm drains. I've got all the fire hydrants in by pressure, which is a really good ISO rating, by the way. My 911 dispatchers can see where all the data is in real time. If they need a high flow, they can see it. Now, before we go out of here, I just want to quickly show you this because I told Randall I would. We generate this data for the public. And we use a map called Mango Map, which I found, me and Ed were actually looking at it. This is a company in England that does this. But here is the 911 public facing map. Everything you ever want to see on this map. So, real quickly, let me just log into a house here. Let's just go in to this here. All right, so if I click on that, right here it brings up a description. This is 900 Tyson Avenue. That's the zip code, the fire district. The company name is Serval Pest Control. It's a tan stucco building with gray trim, cream metal on both sides. Instantly know all that information. Now, what's really cool? Let me get my man from California or Mexico ready. I've got all these layers over here that I can add. So I'm going to turn on parcels real quick. So I'm going to zoom into this parcel right here. And I'm going to click on this parcel. Now, my bankers, real estate people, insurance companies love me. I am their new best friend. Because when you look at this, we have all the parcel data that comes straight from the state right there. And that's good, right? That's good information to have. I get it every 6 months. It's not really greatly up to date, but it's better than nothing. But what they really love is this little link that I created down here at the bottom by using Excel spreadsheet and a formula. Click on that link and guess what happens? Brings it up in Tennessee Property Viewer. They don't even have to type in map, group, parcel, or nothing. It pulls it right up. There's the parcel. Click on this word right here. There's the property card with all the data. One-stop shop on my website. So Mango allows you to automatically upload data. So out of QGIS, every night we wrote a script, OGR. What's it called, OGR to OGR? Randall? What's that script we get? OGR export? OGR to export, that script's out every night.
Oh, it's OGR to OGR geopackage export.
Okay, so it goes in and selects certain layers and copies them to a file folder on my computer. The state then has a script that runs it, uploads it every night to the state. But then I have a second script that uploads it to a Dropbox folder. Mango pulls it out of that Dropbox folder, and every night, every address on this web map is updated. Every day. You can add in, so like right here, I added in the flood zones. This is the FEMA flood map. I can get my fingers to do the walking. All right, so right here is the FEMA floodway. Let me turn off my address points real quick and my parcels and the FEMA flood map. Here's all the fire hydrants, my color code and number. This is all data you can share. I mean, it's instant. Now, here's the really cool one. This is the one I was hoping Paul's doing. I'm not going to use the actual address because I don't want to get anybody to go, oh, I know where a meth lab is. But we had a report of a meth lab. I found a house that has a similar thing. Okay. So let's say we got a report of a meth lab at 2008 Eastwood Street right here. Can everybody see that pretty good? Okay, so I got a report of a meth lab right there at that house. We go to the meth lab, search the house, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No sign of a meth lab. And they call me up and say, man, we just knew there was a meth lab there. Here's where LiDAR is bad for criminals. So if I turn on building footprints, wonder what that is. The guy was smart enough to take brush and cover up the trail going through the woods so it looked like there was no trail. There's a nice little shed back there in the back of the woods, about 100 yards in the woods. Guess where the meth was cooking? Right there. So that's how LiDAR is bad for criminals. They don't like LiDAR. And then, of course, this is just all editable data that I share out. We're very proactive in our county with sharing. So I've got like all the school districts, if you want to know if you're in the school zone, where the county boundaries are. And finally and lastly, I have all of the fire districts.
Did you find that on LiDAR or like infrared?
The building footprints is LiDAR.
Okay.
The building footprints is LiDAR. So there's my merchant service districts.
Tennessee released all the building footprints under the 3-day program. So they're all 2D building, like kind of coarse building footprints.
And so lastly, the other cool thing that Mango does besides having measurement tools, and you can select multiple addresses. So there's a tool in here that you can select, you can outline a bunch of addresses, and it gives you a Excel spreadsheet with all the addresses so you can make a mailing list, which another guy loved because he was doing property. But this is what's really cool. So if I click on this little guy here and put him right in the center from my map, Street View. I think Mango cost me, I'm paying the premium, it's like $1,100 a year for this service. Updates every day for the public. So with that, are there any questions for me?
How many maps do you have the ability to do?
20?
We bought the 40 package and it's 1900.
I don't remember
a year.
how many, I've got a bunch.
It's 1900 a year for the 40. And then if you're a 911 or a 501c3, they'll give you an additional 25% off of that.
Yeah, so if you do buy Mango and so the wastewater people might be interested in this. Let me change out my glasses, I can't see, but if I log into this data real quick, I'm sorry I'm going a little over here, but if I go into Mango, let me log in real fast. This is really, really, really cool. Okay. Well, one more time. Oh, I got cap lock on, that's why. Somebody could have told me I got cap lock on now. Y'all did that on purpose, didn't you? All right, here we go. All right, so I got the gas company gave me all of the gas lines in my county, and they've got them categorized by plastic and metal. And then they gave me all the service entrances to the houses. They actually have it mapped where it goes into each house in the county, in the city. So I created them a gas map. And I gave them the link to it. It's a private map. Nobody else can see it but the gas company. But when they go here, here's all of the gas lines in the county. So if they want to see if somebody can have gas, they have it readily on a map. So right in here, we have no gas available for these folks that live down this road. But if you lived right up here, then you can get gas. There's gas available to these folks, but not down here. Also, let me zoom into a city over here on Nance Drive is a good one. So when I zoom in on Nance Circle here, see all the little blue lines? So this is a plastic pipe, and these are the service lines going through the yard to the house. But through Mango, this is only viewable by the gas company. So if you have a lot of data you could share out to people that could use it, this is a good way of doing it, and it's very cost effective. Any questions?
It also has a data portal that will let you share your data with people. For example, we have a guy in the southern part of the county. It's a 20-minute ride to him. When I went down to help him, he doesn't know much about the GIS, so I put all my data up there as different shape files because I didn't know what he was going to want. I got there and I was able to download the data that I needed to build his system for him on site. Didn't have to come back and take over the trip. And you can set that up so people can log in and download their data as well.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever thought down the road or anything, getting utility outages by house?
Well, they already have that.
Okay.
The utility department already has a electric outages. Now, it only shows you like a heat map of where the biggest outages are. It doesn't show you exacts. And they're very private about the meters. They don't want the general public knowing what meters are where and who owns that meter. Again, the data that showed people's names on those parcels, that's already live data from the state that anybody can go see. I'm not projecting anything out there that's not already a live data that's public record.
Now, how about reports from fire departments, police, or whatever from down lines on a storm?
Okay, so our CAD system has that ability to do when the 911 dispatchers take the data in. Our CAD system actually, when you type in an address, it puts it up on a CAD screen that we have, and I can push that through Esri back.
I've never seen the inside of a 911 center or whatever, but once you get a call, line down on this street.
Right.
Are you overloaded with additional calls on the same item?
Oh man, one tornado? One tornado is all you gotta have.
Aye.
Okay, so just a real quick point of reference, I used to be a 911 dispatcher for 12 years. One tornado, we took 132 911 calls in an hour. That's not including the 5 regular administrative lines and the radio. That was just the 911 phone ringing. And we had 5 lines, and all 5 lines stayed completely lit throughout the whole process. To give you an example, a buddy of mine was at 9/11. The 9/11 office in New York had the ability to take, I think, 3,000 calls, and they had 2,300 on hold because they were pushing to all the boroughs. When the first tower fell, they were down to 400. So 911 can get overloaded very quickly, very fast.
So if you had a map that could report what has been reported, it might cut that.
So there's technology out there by several companies that do 911 telco. And so if you're getting 911 calls from a certain area where there's already been reports, it'll put what Randall does, that remind the little round heat map that there's something here, but then all of a sudden a call comes out here. So you have the ability to then select that call and ignore the re-rings that are coming in for the other thing. One car wreck or whatever, trees down, same thing.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay the ransom?
No. No.
Forgot about that.
Oh, no, we didn't pay the ransom. I had backups. I was smart enough to do offline backups. And so we lost 2 days of data. We were down 2 days. We were actually down for 36 total hours till we were back up and running. Baltimore was down for 3 months. And that's how I got on the nightly news. They called and said, gotta go. So.